Hey, yo! What it do? It's your boy Foul Shot, and I'm reporting on the Bamboozle Again News Network. A lot of times, I be trying to be consistent with the content, but a lot of times, I ain't got nothing to say. Uh, and I really don't. Sometimes I do, piggyback off, something I seen and get my 2 cents on it. So that's what I'm gonna do here. And I've been saying, today I called, some content in relation to your breakthrough is close, your breakthrough is near. When? When? I mean, I'm tossed. Like, nah. And I get it. Um, and this is more for those of more of the spiritual inkling. And I don't mean like the other on the left hand side of things. I mean you're legit. You might not be perfect. Ain't nobody perfect, but you legitimately, genuinely trying to do right out here by yourself and others. You've kind of learned. You've kind of gone through awakening where you're kind of coming out of society to a certain degree. Uh, your desires are different. You see things differently. Things that used to float your boat no longer do so. And you go through that whole transition. And I wondered that myself, like, when is my breakthrough coming? And looking back on past breakthroughs, I'll just get my 2 cents on when your breakthrough is coming. Or how you might not be able to speed it up, but I know definitely you can definitely delay it. Here's a telltale sign. You go through it seems like things are falling apart or doors of opportunity are closed. In my particular situation, in experience, mysterious stuff starts happening, stuff falls through that shouldn't, you know what I mean? Like just random stuff that has nothing to do with nothing just pops up out of nowhere. You got to divert your attention to other things that you might have thought you had situated, whatever the case may be, right? But this is what I believe to be a telltale sign that your breakthrough is near. When you stop caring. And I don't mean in the sense of apathy, like you just give up or defeat. I mean, you cool with it happening whenever it happens. You just go about your daily business. You stop worrying about finances or, when is this going to happen? What I'm going to do about this situation? You might have a mountain of things that have popped up and you'll try to address it one by one. Or, you know how they say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You just chip away at stuff. Because I know when I get like frustrated, flustered, a bad internal attitude, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to force it in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make it happen. I'm under this belief now. Yeah, I do the work, but the work I actually do for me doesn't actually correlate to the breakthrough. The work I do outwardly and inwardly actually creates the character, the endurance, the patience for the door to be open at the appointed time. So that's actually, and I've covered this in, recently past videos. You know what I mean? How I've just kind of settled into stuff. You know what I mean? It'll happen whenever it happens. I've done the work internally, and there's always, there's always more to do outwardly and inwardly. But I'm vastly a different individual than I've ever been. Like I said, my desires aren't the same. I don't see things the same way. Certain things don't float my boat anymore. I find peace and solitude addicting to the point where I'm very protective of it. Things of that nature. Um, Personally, I got some good. Now, I went from last week, seemingly, you know, stumbling blocks, roadblocks set up, to now a few doors of opportunity have opened up, which is what I wanted previous to my frustrations, right? But now I'm at this point, and I had the epiphany, and then I start operating in the epiphany as I'm mindful to do so. God, you choose which one I take and make it plain to me. Whatever your will is, I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? Now, based on previous experience, after I left treatment and whatever, I had went through these numerous job trainings for utilities, things of that nature. Um, it just wouldn't fit. I told y'all, I think when I first started Channel how I had a job like picking orders for a medical device company. It was and they were about to give me a promotion, which sounds good. I've been the assistant inventory manager, and I ain't really much on titles, right? So, but the title and the responsibility only correlated to an extra $1 an hour. When I weighed it up on the scale, I said, nah. So I woke up that Monday morning, and I was still on a bicycle then. It was a 45-minute bike ride to the job, and I used to pull up there 45 minutes early because I was just about my business and just being in treatment. I might not have experience, or I might have gaps in my employment, or whatever. But I make up for that in due diligence, just simple stuff, attitude, punctuality, so on and so forth, right? Showing initiative, whatever the case may be. So in a couple months, they was ready to make me the woo-woo. So I wake up that Monday morning, got up, got prepared and everything. And it's been happening to me, after that particular fact. I said, my spirit wasn't feeling it. So I call out, whatever. I go tomorrow, just lay back, chill, right? Do the same thing that Tuesday. I just never went back. So I chilled about another day till Wednesday. But I got all these utility-related certs in my back pocket. So I start going around, Google stuff, going around community college, various workforce, whatever, trying to see if I can utilize these skills that I haven't put into use yet. I think they started charging me rent. I ain't had the money to pay the rent. What happened after that? Oh, and then, so, I was kind of juggling between these different industries or whatever. Just couldn't really get a good bead on it, right? So I came to the town I'm in now, right? I had about a week's worth of finances. And then, school time, so, school clothes. I was, support my child out of pocket, whatever. I said, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. But here's what it was. In the midst of, I went down to the college and I had to sign an authorization, which was around the corner from where I was at. When I went down to the office, it actually put me on a path of finding out some information to a financial opportunity that I thought the door was closed on, because it got so jacked up within like the paperwork and all that. I'm trying to explain it. I don't know how to explain it. I went through that for about a year and some change. They finally said, woo, that's it. Found some information that ended up, within a week's time, I got a financial breakthrough, which was more than I expected, that I've been working on for over a year. And then I'm at the YMCA, so I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I just gave out my last ducats. And then I put in for a janitor position at the rehab. So they called me out of nowhere. I had probably done that probably a month or so prior. So I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll see what's happening. And it was right around the corner from where I was at the time. So when I go there, the way I'm talking, I'm just going to be a janitor, because the rehab I just recently graduated from, you had to have a free job, and I was the industrial janitorial technician, meaning I just cleaned toilets and showers and whatnot. So I figure if I did it there, I can do it here and get paid. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to woo, right? Talk to the girl who contacted me for the interview. And based on the way I was talking, she said, you sound like you'd be a great BHT. I'm like, what's that? I never heard that particular terminology, a behavioral health technician. So she was like, well, I'll take you, but we're hiring for BHTs too. We just didn't have a chance to put it on Indeed yet. And you can interview with my mom. So I'm already here. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Go holler to the BHT supervisor. I actually knew her from a previous recovery stint during COVID time. So we chop it up, woo. I know all the lingo. I've been clean a little over like 15, 16 months at the time, whatever the case may be. Get in that joint. And because of the experiences, like I tell y'all about, that I prayed to get out of, I just naturally knew how to do stuff. I mean, of course they train you, but the nuances or the instincts of it, when you're dealing with people with, mental health, addiction problems, what I know to understand be spiritual bonded. Somehow I just know what to do, even though I've never done it before. And after the first month, and they told me, I think I started in like August. They gave me employee of the month like January. But they told me when they gave it to me, they said, we didn't want to give it to you too early because we didn't want you to get big-headed. But you probably could have been employee of the month after your first month and every month thereafter. So, and I found it purposeful. And because I recognized that the hardship I went through wasn't just for me, it was to help someone else. I just didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? So I said that to say this, that in real time, a lot of time, you might get inklings or you might get a flash of like some insight on certain things. But a lot of times you can't really tell in the midst of it where you're going. That's where the faith coming at. And faith, I guess, is related to patience to some degree, endurance, so on and so forth. But I recognize with myself, probably like a couple weeks ago, I was being patient, but I wasn't being patient the right way. I was patient with a bad attitude. I was patient running around trying to, woo, 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 and wearing myself out. And ain't none of the stuff work nowhere. I've actually got more done taking my time. Okay, what's most pertinent? Handle that. What's next? Handle that. You know what? I'm tired. I'm finna take a nap. I'll get around to the rest of it. And I've actually gotten more done by doing less. It's incredible. It's like magic. That's how I think the breakthrough is needed. And whatever the breakthrough is, I'm okay with whatever it is, because whatever it is, if it's ordained by the Most High, I'm going to naturally know what to do because I've already been trained for it. I just didn't realize. Because I'll be honest, if and I don't mean just work-wise, I mean anything. People, place, or thing, if it's not purposeful or if it doesn't give me some type of gratification spiritually, I ain't going to be able to do it. And I ain't going to be there long. I'm going to tell you that now. Gone. You know what I'm saying? That's just where I'm at with it. So this is just a little quick one. Didn't really have a whole lot. Just wanted to share that with y'all about how to know when the breakthrough is close. And typically, okay, with me, like, okay, I give you the analogy of when Yeshua, I think that the disciples did something. He said, let's go over to the other side. So they're like, all right, right. Now, mind you, up until that point, they hadn't done anything wrong. It wasn't like God was punishing them or anything along those lines. They were following Yeshua to the best of their ability. And in the midst of following, they found themselves in a storm. And Yeshua was weak. So, of course, they see the storm. And, of course, you don't know stuff till you know it. That's why he got to take you through certain experiences so you can draw back on it. So, now they know who he is. They see the storm. They wake him up like, oh, did you bring us out here to die? Woo, woo. Again, I'm paraphrasing. So he wake up, look around, okay, paraphrasing again. Peace be still, storm stop. What I got out of that is, and this is what I got out of it. If you keep your eyes on Yeshua, yeah, it looked whatever it looked like. Oh, it looks terrible. Oh, it looks daunting. Oh, you can't see no way out of it. But if you keep your eye on the Messiah, you understand he with you in it. And he's showing you and teaching you something that you wouldn't have known had you not gone through the storm. And when he get good and ready, he can just say, peace be still, and it's all gone away. That's what I'm looking at. That's why now I'm better suited to whatever it is or however long it takes. It's your will. Because I know you can stop whenever you feel like it. But whatever I'm going through is to my benefit. It's to my long-term or to my longevity. The only reason I get frustrated because I get in my flesh or in my mind or whatever the case may be and be like, when I deserve it. Haven't I done it? Yeah, you done it. But I'll do it when I feel like doing it. You see what I'm saying? Like, lean not to your own wisdom and understanding. Because don't nothing logically to me make no sense when it deals with spiritual matters. Until I start understanding what's happening spiritually. And then not only understand it, but then start applying it in how I move and how I dictate. You know what I'm saying? My attitude, my thoughts, my woo-woo. You know what I mean? So I've been chilling. It could look like the whole deck of cards right. And let's be honest. He might let it fall apart. What you gonna do? Like I was thinking about the story of Job. And he say, after he had restored him and whatnot, I believe it was 7 years. Like he had bored, like he went down bad. You know what I'm saying? And then gave him double, right? And I took it as God G-checking him in modern, like urban terms. Because he's like, well, why you let me suffer? I ain't did nothing wrong. And he never explained to him why he let him suffer. He G-checked him. He basically said, again, paraphrasing, where was you at when I separated the waters and the land? Where was you at when I formed the, like, who's you to question me? You all right now? My servant? Go on about your business. You straight, cuz. You know what I'm saying? And I've been keeping that in mind, that my happiness or my attitude, it'd be my attitude. Not that I walk around mean mugging or putting it on others or nothing like that. It just be internal frustration where I'm at traffic and it's traffic. Why that trash on the ground? You know what I'm saying? Some old stuff like that, right? It's His will. Your will be done on earth as it in heaven. And on that note, I'm going to holler at y'all. Ooh-ah!